Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rose Colored Medium. My name is Julie Guy, and I'm joined by my rose colored medium, Linda Heighthouse. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Julie.
Episode 3. Very exciting,
Lots has happened since then. I have some very beautiful stories that involve music that I'm going to share today.
which you always have amazing stories. And why you and I connect so well, and maybe people need to maybe understand a little bit more about how you and I are in the same space together, is that we both have a shared love of music. And I believe wholeheartedly in your beautiful gift. You have helped me tremendously, and I've kind of had a front row seat to you helping so many other people as well. And so I would love to talk. So you've got a couple of great stories today. And before we dive in, and they're always music intensive, which is awesome, but we do have to kind of give a little shout out to, I mean, you call him your partner in crime, and he's a really special guy. And the best part about him is that you've never really met him, but yet you know him so well. And his name is Joaquin.
Yes, his full name is Joaquin Oliver, but most of the time I communicate with him, I refer to him as Mipu, which is his mother's favorite nickname for him. She called him that when he was physically here. Joaquin was killed in the Marjory Stoneman Douglas Parkland High
Tragedy.
shooting.
Yeah.
Um, the anniversary is coming up on February 14th, and what usually happens around this time of year is he'll start visiting me more frequently. And I had a lovely visit from him this morning. Um, it's super cold here. I'm sorry for all you Northerners, but it's cold here in Florida.
It's
You know,
cold for us Floridians. We're not
it
used
is.
to this.
So it's Sunday. I woke up this morning. I very luckily got to sleep in a little bit, but I just was laying there closing my eyes and Joaquin appeared, which is very common for me to see someone at the side of my bed in the morning, especially if I'm, get to lay there for 10 to 15 minutes. I can actively have a conversation with him or anybody that visits me. Sometimes it's a future client's loved one that will come and I don't know who they are. But this morning it was someone I love so dearly. It was Joaquin, and he was wearing, in Canadian, it's a toque, but here we call them beanies. He was wearing a beanie, and I didn't really think much of it because, it's cold here. And Joaquin has a brand new niece. Her name is Mia, and then he showed her to me, and he kept pointing to his beanie. He goes, my beanie, I'm wearing the same beanie as Mia. And I said, okay. And then he was spoon feeding her. I think she's 6 months old now. He was spoon feeding her in a high chair. And that's really all I got. And right before we did this podcast, I sent his mom, Patricia Oliver, who's the love of my life. She's a very, very dear friend of mine. We have a friendship that transcends anything that I ever thought possible. Because I look at her through Joaquin's eyes. I know she lost her son very tragically, but whenever I look at her, Julie, I don't ever feel sad. I'm looking at her through his eyes, and I just feel so much love towards her.
That is so tremendous, just
And I
I want to kind of sit in that space for a second. That is so tremendous because you would think we would look, I see her on TV and everywhere, and my heart just breaks for her. I'm a mom. But
Right.
the way you just described that shows you that the love transcends, and it's so easy for us to say and go, "Oh my god," but to know that that's how you see her through his eyes is, I mean, it's indescribable. I think it's incredible.
Oh, thank you. And from a mechanic standpoint of mediumship, I mean, to be able to connect to Joaquin, I have to have my energy level or vibration or my thoughts up here to be able to connect with him, which is a loving only vibration. Um, so that's why, everybody, when I tell them the story of Joaquin and how he died and how he's been visiting me for 7 years, everybody asks me, oh my goodness, doesn't that make you sad? And that what happened to him? Absolutely. But when I'm connected to him or any child for a mother, no. Um, so
That's pretty profound in and of itself, because that is a loss that um it it's it's not supposed to be, right? I hate to say it that way. It's not supposed to be, but by the chronological
Mhm.
way of life, we're not supposed to go. Our children are not supposed to go before us. So the fact that you just said that, if anyone is listening who's lost a child, I hope they hear that because that's pretty incredible. I'll just say that.
I I really I don't love the way I meet the moms I work with, but I absolutely love working with moms who have lost children because it's the most incredible feeling to connect them with their child. This is about connecting them in a moment for an hour and a half where they get a visit with their child and their child, I've had people ask me, where is my child? Are they okay? Do they need money? It's all common.
But that's no, that's such a mom question.
It
That's
is.
one of the
And
first things I ask my kids on a regular. Do you need money? It's
yeah,
like you just want to take care of them. It's because it's that instinct of wanting to take care of your child. So that's really it's funny. I mean, if I know you know that I don't mean it's funny, but
no, no,
it's funny in a nurturing mom way, and
um,
that never goes away, right? As a parent.
no.
So, oh my God, you're gonna make me cry. So, was that a
Well,
beautiful how did Patricia feel this morning when you told her that?
I sent her a text about an hour before you and I are sitting down here, and I said, "Hey, I saw your sunshine today, and by the way, he refers to himself as his mom's sunshine, sunshine.
Oh, that's awesome.
He asked me to do that, so that's how I refer to him. Hey, your sunshine was here this morning wearing a beanie. Says it's the same beanie as me is wearing." And he was spoon feeding her in the high chair, and I got this beautiful video back of baby Mia wearing this beanie that almost swallows. Like it's so, I mean, it's so adorable. This video, and I know I shared it with you. It's
You
just
shared it with me, and I gotta tell you, I got overwhelmed when I saw it, and what a beautiful baby. And I'm not just saying that, but the thing I noticed most about this beautiful little girl is her eyes. Her
yes,
eyes were so expressive, and I mean, so much
yeah,
life. That's just beautiful. That's just
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
So
I
we're
love
gonna
that.
save we have more to say about Joaquin and Patricia, and we'll share your special connection, your special story, how you met just before. Well, we'll do it, to mark the day, the Marjory Stoneman Douglas tragedy that took place on Valentine's Day. So we'll dive deeper into that coming up. So
There's
stay tuned.
yeah, there's we could record 8 podcasts on Joaquin, but
Yeah.
yes, gonna
Yeah.
save it for when his beautiful mom is with us.
Yes, without a doubt. We'll need
Yeah,
her to be here. I can't wait for that. But
yeah,
I want to hear, so you and I love music, and
uh-huh.
every once in a while you randomly send me, "Hey, I'm listening to this song." Actually, so the best example was this was about maybe a month ago or 3 weeks ago. It was around the holidays
Mhm.
when you sent me the Eurythmics, "There Must Be an Angel," playing with my heart. So you didn't
Song.
know this, but that's my favorite Eurythmics song, and I play it often because it's kind of like an obscure, old, forgotten 80s song. But I'm a weirdo, about music, which is why I'm in radio. And that's one of my favorite songs. And you said, "Hey, I just heard this song today." And I had been playing that song. And I was like, well, here we are, Linda, once again, connected by music. So this is something we do. You'll often do that. Well, you'll just send me, I heard this song. You told me about the Taylor Swift, how you felt after you watched Taylor. So share your story today about, should I tell them the band or do you want to?
No, you could say it.
The Bee Gees.
Yes, and
Okay.
I'm so thrilled that my client Michelle allowed me to share this story because I was still shocked that it happened. I had a beautiful client come to my home this week. Her name is Michelle. I didn't know her at all, which is how I love to work. I don't want to know
Right.
anything about you. And we can go into that another time. And what happened at the beginning of her reading often happens. People get entry music. So a loved one will,
I love that so much.
isn't it? It's extra,
It's like at
extra.
a wedding and you're waiting for someone's like song. I think that's awesome.
And I didn't ask for this. It just started happening. It doesn't happen with everybody. So I'm sitting there waiting for her first spirit to step forward, and all of a sudden I hear the Bee Gees.
Which
And
song?
it wasn't Staying Alive, it was Jive Talking.
Oh, oh my God,
Yeah,
that's so perfect.
yeah. And so, I pause and I say to her, "Oh, Michelle, you have entry music and it's the Bee Gees." And just this smile came across her face and she goes, "I love the Bee Gees." She goes, I met them." And I'm, trying to stay calm. I go, "What do you mean you met them?" She goes, "Well, I used to work in a dental office in Miami and they used to come in and get dental work done." And I say to her, "Oh my gosh, I I bet one of them is here for you. I mean, that's probably what's happening." And she said, "Well, I don't know," because she'd never come to me. She'd never seen a medium before.
Oh, you were
And
her first medium. Okay,
yeah,
so she didn't quite get how it all worked.
right, right. She just thought, she didn't really know what to think about the Bee Gees. So I said, "Okay, well, we'll hold that. I'm glad this validates something about you." And then her husband, who died 30 years ago, stepped forward, and he stepped forward, and he had this really, really nice head of hair. It was perfect. And when he smiled, when like you smile and it's like your teeth have a little like ding, like his
Yes.
s- like a bling.
Like a
His
commercial, like you're for toothpaste? Yeah.
Yes. So
Ding,
he did that.
Colgate.
He did that. And I said, "Oh my gosh, there's a male here. He's got perfect hair. By the way, he wants me to know that his teeth are the best teeth I've ever seen. I mean, he's mesmerizing. He's so handsome." And I said, Do you connect with Bert at all?" And I just love this moment in a reading when their whole face changes and she goes, "I know exactly who this is." And I said, "Well, tell me." And she goes, "It's my husband and his name is Michael. But he used to refer to himself as a Burt Reynolds lookalike."
Oh my God.
So
That's amazing. How
so
how would you have known that?
I I you don't. And so this never gets old. This never I mean, I always get goosebumps. I am Julie, I am so blessed to have, I don't even call this a job. I am so blessed to be able to do this and connect people. I can't imagine not doing it. It's just the
Oh my gosh.
moments like these, they just feel so it's like you're floating
Don't
and
you feel like it's divinely
mhm.
you are divinely chosen to do this? Because you have this, like, beautiful spirit about you, like, this beautiful aura, and
Oh,
so,
thank you.
I don't know if you wouldn't be that beautiful and kind of a human if this could have actually happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I I I'm sure that I was meant to have this gift, absolutely. But yeah, I it just feels so right.
So what else happened after Bert showed up with his sparkling teeth?
So we got a lot from Bert. Obviously she hadn't heard from him in 30 years,
Oh
and
my god, that
he
wow.
died young in a car accident.
Mm.
Uh, but her mom came in, and her mom had just passed away, and she she was holding lemons, and her shirt had lemons all over it. And I said, "How do you connect with lemons in your mom?" And she said, "Oh my gosh, my mom died of salivary cancer, and she used to ask her mom or give her mom lemons to suck on because she had like these big, lumps in her
Yeah,
glands."
yeah.
So mom came in with lemons to validate that she had been giving her lemons to help her with her cancer treatment.
Oh
And
my
she
god.
just cried, and just those little moments where it's just she texted me after and she said, "Linda, it was life-changing to be able to hear from my mom that my mom is okay." And and I j that's why I do this. It's that connection with her mom.
So what I want people to understand is like, so for the first time someone comes to see you and they have no idea what to expect, what is one thing that you want them to know? I mean,
The ma
yeah.
Oh, I know. that a lot of people are nervous. They, I mean, there's just so many situations of tragic passings, fights, or if you didn't get along, I will never hear anything bad. You're
So
never
there's
going to,
nothing to be scared of. I think so many people, they'll know that I speak with you and that the subject matter, like to me, this is a gift. It's a gift to be able to have this connection with the people that we lose, because that's all we want is the connection back, right? They're not here in physical form. So how can we still connect because we're not done loving them, right?
right.
In essence. So you are that conduit, so many people will say to me, no, it's too scary, no, you're playing with fire, and I always say, oh my gosh, there's nothing, like, I've never been afraid. I don't know if that's bizarre, but and then talking with you, it's obvious there's only love, like you've never ever had anything negative to say.
I've been doing this for intentionally for 9 years, and without even knowing, my whole life.
Right.
If from an energy standpoint, it makes sense because when we pass, our soul leaves our human body and we
Right.
go to heaven, the afterlife, we go to a non-physical dimension, and the only emotion we can hold there is just pure love. And I have felt it, and that's how I connect with them. And it's an indescribable feeling. I know people that have had, these near death experiences where they've died and come back have said, they just wanted to stay there. I guess that's kind of how I would describe the feeling. I just feel an immense love and connection with the people I'm working with. So how could I ever get anything bad if that's where I'm connecting to? That if your loved one passed by suicide, but they're now in the most beautiful, healing, love-filled, energetic space, how could anything bad come through? I guess that's the way I understand it, and that's how I work, and I am a conduit of only love and white light, and, very often we laugh in readings, we cry,
Yes,
you
I can
know?
attest to that. We
Yeah,
have laughed, we have
yeah,
cried. But
yeah.
I have always left feeling, like I just had the best visit with the people that I love, and I think that's what people need to understand, like, I feel like if they come see you, it's like, "Hey, let's get together because I kinda miss you and wanna say hi."
That's exactly what it is, it's a visit. I'm
Yeah,
coordinating a visit between you and your loved one, and I really remove myself from that space. I remove everything. I have to, it wasn't easy in the beginning. I had to, train to just, I have to have an empty mind. I mean, not empty completely, just empty of my to-do list, where I have to, when's my daughter's dentist appointment, that all has to
right.
disappear, and I just intend it's really about intending to connect with Michelle's loved ones, and it always works, and I don't have to know anything about you. I don't wanna know anything about you, and, I've also had some, I know we haven't talked about pets, but I've had a lot of pets come in recently. Yes, and
Okay. So, we could truly, we could do this for hours.
right.
So 2 questions. Did any of the Bee Gees show up?
Yes, they
Which
did.
one?
Uh, I think it was Andy. So at the
Andy
very
Gibb?
at the very end, now
Shadow
I don't.
dancing?
Yes.
I
I've
love Andy.
and now I've been listening to them for the last 2 days, and I'm still. So after Michelle's reading, I say to her, "Can I please see which Bee Gee is here for you? I don't know anything about the Bee Gees. I obviously love their music, but
Right,
I don't know anything about their story, you know?
right.
How would I have researched
Oh, you
it when
gotta
I didn't
watch the documentary, by the way, it's really good.
really?" Okay.
It was on Netflix, but anyway, yeah.
Okay. So after her reading, I said, okay, if there's a BG here, please step forward. And I saw a man and he was wearing like a 70s outfit and he had a microphone, but it had a cord. And I always need proof. So he said, you're going to have to Google this, which is totally fine. He said, we made our debut on the Ed Sullivan Show. And I said to Michelle, the Ed Sullivan show. So she Googles it sitting there and she goes, yep, they were on the Ed Sullivan Show. And that's how they made their US debut. And he said he died young. He died tragically, and I
Mhm.
believe that was Andy. Um,
Andy died first, and he was the youngest. He was the youngest, and he died very young. So
yeah,
yes.
yes, and apparent I just looked it up. They did live here. They did have a home here in
Yeah.
Miami. Yours did?
Yes.
I didn't know any of this.
Yes, and they were friends with the Estefans. Um,
Okay.
and they did a lot of recording together. And yeah, Barry, all of them lived in Miami, and now Barry is the only one who is left.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
watch the documentary.
That is wild. And so the last thing we'll say is that stay tuned because we are going to have a very special episode with Joaquin and his mom and with you. And we'll get more into the special connection that the three of you have.
Right. It's the three of us have I don't I I'm at a loss for words so many times, and it's just really hard to the feelings I get, it's really hard to quantify them, or just
And to articulate it. And I mean, I'm even having a hard time, and I've been witness to this, and I don't know if it's an overwhelming emotion that overcomes you, that you, me, to put it into words is very challenging, you know,
yeah,
but I do urge people, I will just say this, if you have an opportunity to sit with Linda or any medium, right? If you don't, whichever would make them comfortable, do
right,
so and be open-minded about it because the connection you feel and just the thought of just knowing that the people that you love the most are really still around you is it's very comforting, especially in those times that we need them the most, you know?
right,
So I think what you do is it is a gift to anybody who has the opportunity to sit in front of you. I have been very, very grateful for that. So thank you. And I can't wait to hear more stories. And so hopefully everybody will stay tuned to more episodes of Rose Colored Medium.
yeah. I'll just one quick Joaquin is here actually, and so he wants to yes, which is
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
not surprised at all. He just said that what you just said, Julie, about sitting with a medium and letting you know that they're still a part of your life. That has been that's his goal, and he found me who was very willing to constantly communicate with his mom and become friends. You know, she said very early on, Joaquin left you to me to love, for love
uh,
you. Um, and
oh,
it's been honestly, it's been an incredible honor to get to know him and his family. I know him through his parents' work. They are activists. We call each other family. So we're going to talk so much more. I don't want to give too
I'm
much of what.
honored that he came and joined us today.
Oh yeah. Well, all I have to do is say his name or think about him, and he'll pop in.
Such a handsome young man, so much love. I could feel, I always felt it in all of the pictures with him. So I look
Yeah.
so forward to finding out more and learning more about him and his beautiful mom and your special connection in our next episode of Rose Colored Medium.
Mhm. Thanks, Julie.
Thanks, Linda.
I have to. There we go. I